observant members of our number have probably already deduced I am the best man. And those of you familiar with weddings and the various traditions associated with them will know that the highlight of the whole do is arrived. My speech. Now, traditionally, the best man's speech consists of embarrassing stories, usually involving himself and the groom, and are reserved as a sort of final test of the recent bride's resolve. Sadly for you, but I suppose fortunately for Ben, the only stories that I can think of that meet any of those kinds of qualifications, and not with an embarrassed Ben, but a rather stupid-looking me. And so, in the hopes of saving some face, I have decided to tell you all a story that is simply true. Ben and I went to the same high school, and at some point during our junior year we became friends. An odd thing, our friendship, and I'm sure it made many people scratch their heads. Ben is, after all, Ben, and I am me. And we aren't exactly sitting on the same end of the personality spectrum. I can't say with certainty what it was that drew us together, at least initially. But after some thought and reflection, I think it may have been the mutual understanding that extroverted and introverted people have an equal number of facades, walls, and unnecessary defenses. Perhaps also it was a mutual agreement to be patient enough with each other until our real selves were brave enough to say hello. And somewhere in that process, I stumbled upon an interesting truth, that being friendly and being friends are greatly different things. So I can be quite good at this first, but I'm still working on the second. So thank you, Ben, for your friendship. For by it I have been much changed. Changed enough to make my heart ready to embrace new friends and a new family to be found at King's, which Ben and I both attended. The second week of our college career, Ben and I found ourselves sitting at a table and sharing lunch with a bright-eyed, cheery, smiling, giggly girl. With a very long and complicated Polish last name. Now, I do not recall the entire interaction, but I vaguely remember there being some talk of cupcakes and pirate ninjas. Or maybe it was ninja pirates. But either way, as Ben and I walked away from that first encounter, I was left with a very singular first impression, which I shared with my friend. I said, that girl there. No, not that one. That one. Yes, that one. You and she. It's a thing. And with a surprised look and a bright red face, Ben shook his head as if to say, nope, nope, nope. But it was too late, and the inevitable came, as it always does. And by Christmas, it was proven that I had been on to something, and a couple Christmases after that, it was proven that I had been right all along. Now, when I tell people that I knew this was going to happen, I get all kinds of reactions, and I'm often asked in skeptical tones, how could you have possibly known? And my answer to this usually falls something along these lines. How could you not have? That's so obvious. Some people must work on their observations. Now, a long time ago, when I was asked to be the best man, I was simultaneously asked what I had in mind to put in this speech. And if I recall correctly, I said that Christmas trees were certain to play part. And now I qualified and broadened the category, but I'm a man of my word, so here. There is a saying that life is like a jungle, and indeed it very much is. It can be hot, sticky, terribly uncomfortable, riddled with impossible, nearly invisible paths, and full of unseen dangers, while at the same time being full of strange wonder. However apt as the image of a jungle is, I think I prefer the image of a forest. Now, a forest is full of plants and shrubs, many of which spring up, have their moment in the sun, but they cannot seem to sustain, and so wither and die. It can be a fancy of passing fad, and we have all seen too many of these. But what Ben and Jenny share between them is an evergreen. Because through rain or shine, summer or winter, it will continue to grow, for it has been endowed with a sort of beauty and purpose that never dies. Love never dies. And this I know, though I know not how. Ben, my friend, my brother, you have been on a marvelous adventure, and you have already met a truly eclectic cast of characters. But you've only just finished the prologue and have a whole story yet to tell. And so what happens next? I haven't the foggiest. And how terribly exciting it is. To Ben, a fine man and as fine a friend as ever I have had.